Yo, 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 what's poppin'? How is everyone doing? What's going on? As always, I have to start today's Modstream off by leaking some shit. Don't mind me. Guess I should check the capitalization of that. And, yeah. Okay, that's pretty good there. We are good to go. Very nice. What's up, Bailiff? Dude, I've got a busy fucking schedule tomorrow. I had a busy schedule today. I had an interview. I had I had the mod stream. I had the fraud stream. What's up, DF? And then tomorrow I've got we've got 2 interviews and a mod stream. And then I've got an interview, a talk show, and a mod stream on Monday. And then it's my birthday. But I'll still stream. 13 Oct 2020 birthday stream. Project HYDRA development. Hey, that's 3 times 3, which means you're on the right track. I appreciate you white knuckling it through that experience. That'll be one more thing to check off there. I actually don't really know what I should focus on today. I did do a little bit of thinking about what I want to do. And, oh yeah, that's true. 3 days, of course. Because 3 divided by 3 is 3. Well, that divided by 3 is 3. Fuck. You know what I mean. 3 to the power of 3 divided by 3. Oh man. Okay, so some of the stuff that I was thinking about was like focusing on adding the a couple of other Zerg units to the fray. I'm not really sure if that would make sense to do, considering we are, of course, really scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to like custom graphics or whatever. That would actually make sense for Zerg. Buildings specifically. I have some units that we could pretty much always use in theory, but like if I try to find some graphic that will fit an existing graphic, I don't really know what I would go for. Certainly not tentacle donut. Certainly not gray plant. The problem is that all of the Zerg buildings are the same size. All of the well, not all of them obviously, but many of the tech structures are the same size. So like the Hydra Den is the same size as the spawning pool, and both of those are the same size as the evolution chamber. What the fuck? Yeah, it's 21 for me. That's a good emoji standardization. We got Tony's house. That's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, the problem that I'm finding is that I can't really think of any graphics from Five Nations, which would be like the highest quality in terms of overall caliber, generally speaking, that would work in the context of trying to grab, like trying to make a graphic for a custom structure. Yeah, I don't know why they removed that. It's stupid. Now this one, I guess, could be it. This one would probably not work. That one probably wouldn't work either. So if we go for metal flower, I guess that could theoretically that might be small enough, like the right size to work out as a replacement to the 3x2 Zerg structures. So I'm thinking I'll probably use that, and that'll be like you'll morph a Nathrock Lake into that or something. It does feel a little weird to only do that for like 1 or 2 cases where you can morph a Nathrock Lake into something else. But I don't know what the other like solution would be, because we can't morph, like we can't add anything else to the larva's command card, obviously, because it's already full, which is pretty shit. I guess we could, oh no, I was gonna say we could hit the cancel. We could remove the cancel, but that's not even in here either. So yeah, we really only have, like, we don't have any space. Like if I was going to make a judicious decision, I would just remove Scourge and make them like spawn from air units or something, but that would obviously be pretty stupid, so. So yeah. I think that what we have to do is we have to make it so that like Nathracores morph into this other structure, or this other unit, rather. So Nathrock Lakes morph into that structure. That allows you to make that unit. Or we have to make some concessions and make it so that certain units are just unlocked at arbitrary tech requirements. Which I think would be kind of stupid because it would fly in the face of everything else. The other problem is that we're using a lot of unit IDs just for eggs, and that could easily become an issue. I don't know how many we got here. Bonk. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my mic. Mike is not an easy man to please. Wow, that's a nice fucking contrast. Sorry about that. And the problem is we do need to manually realign these graphics ourselves. Looks like it's 95 by 65, generally speaking. So if we take 95 wide, we need 1045 by 65. We need 95 grid line. See if we got any of these pixels below the line. Yeah, it looks like these two. It looks like those last two need to go up. Probably all we need to worry about. Let's get some music on as well. Can't live without that. Okay, just to make sure, so that I don't do a bunch of work for no reason, we're going to actually index this. Take that, bring it in here, PyGRP. That looks about right. It even breathes, guys! The other good thing about buildings, generally speaking, is that they really don't have a huge amount of variance. This one animates, so a little bit different, but a lot of it should be in like the ballpark of stuff, so I really shouldn't have to worry too much. All right, I think we got pretty much everything here. I never would have believed that there were so many shades of purple, considering we have nothing like that in Brood Wars palette, you know? Instead, we only got 3. A disgrace. I will say my eyes glaze over pretty easily sometimes when I look at this stuff for long enough. Okay. I think we're almost done here. How many more do I have? Oh, never mind. Classic. Well, we're more than halfway done. That's what matters. Well, doesn't really matter, I guess. We're doing it no matter what, so... What tripped me up was that I thought when we went all the way back to the left side really quickly, I thought, oh, we're already done, like halfway done with that stuff. And while I was wrong, I didn't know I was wrong. I must have started like offset to the left a little bit or something. All right, I got to start like standardizing some of the choices I'm making in terms of these selections that I'm doing. Like some of the really like bright tones or the tones where they're like almost pure white are just the result of like really bad highlighting. And made a few mistakes over here. That should be easy enough to fix after the fact, but always good to do a check. Make sure everything is going well. What's up, Wuck? Yeah, dude. This is a flower. Metal flower. Just taking care of the team color on it right now. A lot of precarious, precise movements. It's still taking me a little bit getting used to turning off mouse excel. Hopefully I get used to it sooner rather than later because it's pretty annoying constantly like over or undershooting stuff. It's very satisfying when you pull off like a quick something like that where you just go boom and an entire group of pixels that was talking shit gets hit. Well, we're at the end of the line here, so I'm just going to have to go and tidy up some of the bits and pieces that went missing there. All right. Bring that bad boy in. So now we get a text structure for him. Hello, cheese noodles. An inquisitive individual has entered the Twitch chat. Hope you're doing well. Oh, there he is. Gotta send this over. Now I've got to go ahead and create a shadow for this thing, and then, in theory, be able to take a look. Now the shadow should be almost, well, it won't be exactly identical, but it should be really, really simple in terms of what actually needs to be done here. What? I keep hitting that button by accident, I guess. Maybe we should try, like, aligning this stuff with the pins first before we worry about anything else. Or maybe exclusively with these instead of trying to do that shifting thing. It doesn't really create the same level of consistency in the lighting, unfortunately. Or like the directions, I should say. But we can try that, I suppose. Might be good enough. Can always go back to it later. All that matters is that it's something. And what size are we looking at here? 275. I can probably drop 100 on either side. Try that. Oh, what's -8? Yeah, I can definitely do -100. All right, let's get this guy implemented. So with those entries in, I can now jump back to the graphics, get the wireframe put in here. Not without starting to set up some of these entries, though. So let's take a look. We'll use the Nathra core. Trying to think of what kind of stats this unit should have. Okay, so we need to pick some unit IDs here for the stuff that we're looking at. I can probably do the Infested Templar, do away with that. Not much of a reason to keep it around since it's not going to be implemented in this engine. So we save on a unit ID there. We are going to need to pick an egg for it. I don't know. It looks like we might not be using this. So this could be the Kalkath Bloom. Queen's no longer the case there. This is Kalkaleth. Okay. So in this case, 51 is our unit ID. I'm looking at 606. Oh, looks like 606 is already in use. All right, what do we got here for damage? 11, 46. Icor was telling me earlier, he was like, I can't believe we almost don't have to worry about this stupid engine. Basically, that was the gist of what he was getting at. I thought that was kind of funny. All right, so let's take a look. So I know this is... Oh yeah, I was gonna go compare sprites dat data. I should also get some copy paste stuff going for the units entries. 245. Six 82.1. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the graphic again so that I can write the I script, and then I'll do some copy pasting for the unit side of things. So it looks like looks like our idle animation starts at frame 55, if I had to guess. Yeah. Let's see how deep it goes. Goes to EE. Okay. Okay. I think that iScript should work fine. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see. Mutalisk death. We'll just copy that for now. Other than that, I think we'll be in the clear, generally speaking. Still not sure about the flingy stuff, but we'll figure that out. For now, let's take a look at the Mutalisk entry. Jump to 51. Paste that entry. We're going to have to find a weapon ID that's not taken. So that'll be our next quest, as it were. Earlier today, I was messing around with the building turn hooks, trying to fix them up some more. But it stumped me and iQuare, so he's going to have to take a look at it later. Which is fine. It happens. Jumping down to weapon ID. Where are we going with this? We are looking for 15, 16. This should be moved up so that I don't confuse myself. Oh, what the fuck? We got two 116s apparently. That's not good. Let me test this real quick to see if this is in fact true. I don't know if that's the case though. That feels like it's not happening. Because I should be using this in the globals CPP file. Hello? Search and destroy. Okay, so yeah, it probably is overwriting then. So I need to give this a different weapon ID, basically. Are we using... We must be using 117 for something, but I don't see it documented here. I see this listed as appear on attacker, targeting ground, 20 normal damage. This one is 40 concussive damage. Like, I'm sure there's got to be something here that's being used by something, but I don't see 118. The highest value I see before we hit to the 120s is... Should I... Yeah. It's like... So I don't know what's up with that. It looks like 124 is free, so we'll use that for this. Just because... let's take a look at the Salamander's entry here, and we know it's supposed to deal 20 concussive damage over 5 seconds. Ship weapons. None of that really matters, but we want to make sure that we're somewhat consistent here. And then I'll set the icon to flamethrower or whatever. And the string to... Well, I'm going to have to go and open the string data here. 237. All right, well, in the interest of keeping things consistently named, I will actually use up the string ID for incendiary payload 1517. Minimize that for now. Okay, so we've set that up. We still need to pick a weapon ID for the unit that we're trying to set up now, the Kalkaleth. So that means... I think at least one of these... Yeah, this one right here was a relic weapon ID. So in fact, most of these are probably relic IDs, now that I think about it. These are probably all relics. So I can safely get rid of them, I think. Because I don't see any definitions for them over here, so... So we'll say Kalkath weapon equals 117. And obviously we'll figure out an actual name for that in the future. Take 117, glaive worm. Okay. So let's talk some shit now about the Nethrock Lake. We've got to create a button set for it, and we'll compare it to the spawning pool. Add entry. And yeah, okay, this is fine. Oh yeah, we need like this. We also need to find a unit for the egg, unfortunately. It's so annoying to have to do that for every individual unit. So we can replace the temple. That is still on the table. Gonna see if there's anything else that would make sense for me to get rid of. Obviously, the academy and the dry dock. The dry dock I already replaced, but the academy is no longer needed either. I don't know if I want to leave that as an open option for me to fall back on, but I might, as a patchwork fix. So the quarry, the reason why we don't have the quarry implemented for the command center is because the unit ID associated with the quarry has hard code in associated with it that stops it from being. It's not even possible to take to assign a value of an add-on position to the quarry because of the unit ID. This is obviously stupid, but unfortunately we don't really have much in the way of like fixing that or changing that. So what I'm hoping I won't have to do, like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make those building Terran hooks get those taken care of. But in theory, if we still were not able to figure out why they weren't working, I could just leave them disabled and eat the fact that I worked on it for hours and hours with no resolution, and then I could just replace the Academy unit ID with the quarry, or like one of the other, like the temple or something, like basically use another unit ID that doesn't have that hard code associated with it. I really hope I don't have to do that. Like it would really suck to have to do that, but by the same logic, like I don't know. I'm not sure what's really left there. As far as these eggs are concerned, I'm not really sure what is left for me to even consume, like cannibalize. I think it's probably best if I replace like the artisan and the mason can be cannibalized because those are units, as well as the autocrat actually. Oh no, I think the autocrat is Oh no, the Wendigo is its own thing. So it looks like I've got 3 unit IDs here that I could cannibalize, which means I could probably implement the Architect for the Protoss, but I'm not really sure. That might require a lot of programming stuff. I haven't quite figured out its core thing there, but anyway, either way, we've got a couple of unit IDs that we can replace, basically, is the gist of it. So in theory, if we wanted to use like the Mason for another Zerg unit ID and the Autocrat for another egg, and then the Temple for the Zerg building and the Academy for the Quarry, we could do that, and then I can like use the Artisan unit ID to like for the Kalkath egg. But I won't get too far ahead of myself yet. So we're going to jump into Cocoon. I'm going to copy this, and what are we looking at? Kalkath Cocoon is 29. Paste. One of the things that I've been playing around with lately is having higher tier units, like units that you need to access like tier 2, 3, 4 in order to get access to them, but they aren't expressly better on an individual level, but instead maybe they're like easier to mass or have some sort of specialized utility. I think that's an interesting angle to throw at the player because the default assumption for most teching up is you're going to get like a better unit. Like you start out with a Zealot, but then you can get a Dark Templar or an Archon. And those units are either like they have some sort of niche purpose, or they just deal like bigger numbers in terms of damage, or they have bigger numbers in terms of health, or like they're imposing in a different sense. I think that it's an interesting approach to sort of flip the script and make it so that yeah, you have zealots. I've already kind of done this in a low key manner for the protest because you've got zealots, and then you can unlock legionnaires by progressing further down the Templar tech tree by building a vicarage. And legionnaires are meant to be spammed, and they're like threatening because of the fact that you can spam them a lot more than zealots. And I think that's an interesting angle to take when you're trying to like define the characteristic of a particular army or something. So, or tech tree or whatever. So anyway, that's just one way that you can put a spin on the default method of fixing up the and changing up the junk there. Um, check out some shit here, homie. Okay. So let's do this spawning pool. What do we got for the Nathrock Lake? Trying to think about what angle I can take for this particular unit. And like trying to conceptualize what the holes in the tech tree are right now. Okay, cool. I do worry a little bit about the fact that you're going to be in a situation where, unfortunately, you are going to have to mutate Zerglings into Nathracors and Nathracors into Kalkaleths. Like, this is a little bit of a niche unit in terms of how you access it, so. Guess we're going to have to wait and see in that respect. But I think it'll be like a nice alternative to needing Spire Tech to get a decent split of air units. If you go everything other than Spire, you can do Nathracors and Kalkaleths and Alcagelisks. An okay trio, you know? So again, trying to conceptualize what this unit would have, right? We already have Mutalisks that have that bounce attack. Then Basilisks can get the bounce attack if their projectile travels far enough. Trying to think about what else would be an interesting approach to, like, what would actually help to resolve a problem, you know what I mean, with the current setup. Like, if we're talking crowd control, like a swarming control, what would you actually want to use? If it's ground swarming, basilisks are a big deal. Lurkers are obviously another option. If it's air swarming, like Nathracors or something, I'm not sure what your reaction would be as Zerg. Like, you could go Muta, you could go Gorgoleth. I think Parasite on air units should spawn air broodlings that can only attack air units. That would be pretty funny. So yeah, maybe this unit ends up helping with swarming in some way. I guess it could simply have an attack that similar to the Cyclops, where it deals an extra amount of damage when the unit dies, or something when the unit dies. It honestly could just have a bounce attack or something, but I don't know. I guess what we could have is this unit could it be some sort of like it could have a line attack or something similar to the lurker, except obviously as an air unit you can potentially do a lot more than that. So it could be similar to that. That could be like one way to make it AoE in that sense. Okay. Guess I'll add the concept for this unit. Just thinking of some fun ideas for some maps. Map crap maps. Where do we need to go from here anyway? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what that unit ID normally is. Wait, there's no way we don't use NORAD to... Oh, I guess we don't. Never mind. Uh, Was that actually the cost of the unit? I don't remember. Yeah, it looks like it was. Okay. We're going to build that for now, but I also need to jump into... Yeah. I need to jump to API. Oh yeah, I need to jump into unitid.h. All right, looks like we made some progress there. I'm going to take a break real quick, just a few minutes. I shall return, and we'll bang out some more of this addition work that we've been doing. All right, I'm back. I do have a bit of a headache building. It's been here for a little bit now. So I'm probably going to call it quits pretty soon. But even that notwithstanding, definitely been able to get some work done. Apparently I did not set the... Yeah. There's so many different things that you've got to remember to set up correctly in this that it doesn't really surprise me that something got overlooked like that. Sort of like the damage overlay got overlooked earlier. There's a couple of different pieces of the team color I would like to fix up at some point. Oh, and I can also like color grade some stuff too. I didn't even think about doing that. See, we missed something obvious in API here. So allow normal eggs. Okay, is Zerg egg. And we have egg Kalkaleth, unit ID 29. Seems to be correct. Obviously the strings are incorrect. Okay, anyway. So we have Vorviling, Nathrakor, Kalkaleth. That should be fine. So that's like a regular egg check. Then this is the result check. So this would check for the unit ID that's supposed to be being morphed into. And that's listed as 51, which is correct. Then we have conventional unimorph source. So I've added Nathrakor to this list. Just move it over. And then building morph we know is fine. So that's probably not going to result in any changes because all I did was like, I didn't do anything relevant, but I will open up Firegraft and add that version of the build. And then I will double check the button set and the debt requirements. Let's go into... Well, first of all, I'm also going to have to add... or must have... Kalkath Bloom. I don't know if there's anything else that actually requires a spawning pool, though. I think that might be the only thing now. But at least allow you to build Zerglings, right? Always nice. So current unit is Nathercore. Oh, that's probably why. It was bugged. I think. No? Never mind. That's how it's supposed to be. As long as it says it in here, it's accurate. So let's look at the button set. We know it's being used because obviously we saw the button there. Can create unit building is the same way that it's set up everywhere else. And then again, we jump over here and it's set up seemingly correctly. So there was something odd that iQuare had to do for the... Oh, this is the wrong one. There was something odd that had to happen for allowing Alcagalisks to... this stuff, let's see... I don't know why it's all like different colors. I was looking at it as if it were color coded, which is obviously not the case. Oh, here we go. Oh, in-unit morph. Okay, so that's what I missed. Wow, that was pretty stupid. Funny that we don't have to mess around with building morph at all, apparently, but we do have to mess around with API with unit morph in addition to API. It's kind of unfortunate. Although that is just an assumption. For all I know, this won't fix it either. But one can. Yeah, still actually did not fix it, unfortunately. What all did he add? He added conditions in... unfortunately, it doesn't give me the full context here of like the function. But this looks like what I was just seeing earlier. Looks like we may have just missed one function here. I didn't look super closely, so let's give that a shot. And yeah, I did spot earlier that there we go. Their shadow is fucked, but other than that, should probably recolor this thing too. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say its selection circle should be wider. And I'm gonna need an overlay for its attack animation, like weapon projectile spawn. All right, so let's go ahead and fix its shadow call. It's probably just me not putting in the right. Yeah, that's no surprise there. 1214 is the shadow. Nice butthole. Not even sure what you're referring to, but I agree. Oh yeah, you were talking about the structure, yeah. It's a metal flower, dude. It's pretty epic, to be honest. Yeah, it's actually more than that. It's a Nathrok Lake evolution. So you need to morph your spawning pool into a Nathrok Lake and then morph that into one of those. Hell yeah. Okay, so we are going to need to create some shit here. It was almost a PogChamp. Yeah, of course, dude. That is actually pretty useful. So thank you for helping me to set that up. I know some people are probably quick to be like, Really? You're gonna do that? Because it did take, I think it took me like a solid half hour or something, which for most people would be like, what the fuck? But that shit's super useful. Like, easily pays for itself in terms of time investment. Like, if you think of time as money, easily pays for itself after like even just a couple weeks. Something I'm doing literally daily, you know? Uh-oh. What do we mess up here? Aha. Okay. So now we should be able to comfortably handle that. I don't know if I have to do... I think it's the number of attacks looking at everything else, so it should be good to just do one. Thought it was like, it might be number of attacks -1 or something, but... Oh yeah, and we're gonna need to go into... Close this. Just TBL. 1147 is what I'm looking for here. When it's so easy to do this now, I really have to count my blessings, think back to the days where I couldn't even imagine doing anything like what I do on a regular basis now. Like, I think back to a couple of days earlier this week when I just decided, fuck it, I'll start implementing like 3 custom abilities that would have blown my mind like a year or 2 ago. I'll just do that in like 2 hours or whatever. Like, that's fucking crazy to me. And I'm quite happy with the fact that I'm capable of that now. Very pleased. Of course, I couldn't have done it without everybody's help, like iQuare, Veek, so on and so forth. Even Balethal, you know, helping me out in that way. Just check that out, dude. Suddenly, he actually attacks at a reasonable angle. Beautiful. All right, let's make a button set rule for him. And a button for him. And a button set for him. I'm gonna have to change the weapon name. Doesn't make any sense for it to be a spray. $12, $6.79. That might end up being like really powerful or really sort of I was gonna say negligent, but that's not really the word here. Negligible is the word I was thinking of, sort of related. Oh yeah, we gotta actually assign it in the units tab here. Just clean up that description a little bit. And there you have it. Voila. Et moi. So we'll go ahead and push this stuff. Oh, yeah. I was worried there would be shit like that. Okay. What else do we have in here? Anything? I think the Mad Cat probably needs a graphic. Yeah. Okay. We should be good. Just wanted to collect that. That was on the to-do list for a little bit. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Well, that will bring us to the end of the stream today. I think we ended up doing some pretty good shit today. Let me just run in here and say Penumbra. Gotta mark that. Mark Penumbra passive as not yet implemented. Okay. And that'll be that. So, I will certainly be catching you guys later on. And definitely looking forward to... Well, I've got a lot of interviews tomorrow, but I am looking forward to streaming and hopefully getting some work done on like re-envisioning a bit of the Protoss infantry stuff, try to like really find an identity for some of that stuff. So time will tell. Until next time. Mwah.